Hello everyone, this is Amanda with the Live Coin Q&A. I've got 3 different viewer submissions that we are going to take a look at today. I thought it would be kind of fun to go through these the same way I look at them before I answer them. So maybe you guys get an idea of the thought process when we're looking at your emails. So we're going to go ahead and get started. This first submission is from Uncle Mike. He says, "Hi, I was curious if you think this would be a good coin to have graded. I've never had one graded before. Thank you for your professional help." So before getting into this question, I do want to mention that all of our panel members try to avoid giving advice on whether you should or shouldn't have a coin like this graded. This is mainly because we aren't able to make an accurate evaluation of a coin's grade just through photos. So before you decide to submit coins for grading, it is recommended that you learn how to get a ballpark grade for your coin on your own. There are numerous considerations you need to make before sending in coins to be graded, and we actually have a video that goes more into depth about that, and I'm going to include a link to that video and a couple other great resources in the description box below. So the coin that was submitted is a 2020W Ware Farm quarter. I did cheat just a little bit, and I went and took a peek at recent eBay sold listings for both NGC and PCGS graded examples of this coin. And based on the sold prices that I was seeing, this really wouldn't be a good candidate for sending in to get graded unless it had a chance of grading MS67 or higher. Now we're going to look at these pictures, and I'm going to try and point out some things that I would think would prevent the coin from receiving a high grade. So looking at this obverse picture, there appears to be a big fingerprint over Liberty and where the V75 privy mark is. You can kind of see the ridge details. I'm also seeing some small contact marks above Washington's eye. This coin looks like it has circulated for a pretty good while before it was found, and it doesn't appear to still have all of its mint luster like you would expect on a higher mint state or uncirculated example. Here is the full reverse photo. And from this photo, I'm not able to see any major damage, but there is a close-up photo after this one where I could see some additional damage. From this photo, I can see that this side of the coin has lost a majority of the original mint luster as well, and has sort of a cloudy look to it. Looking at this up-close photo, I'm seeing what appears to be 2 different contact marks on the bottom left window, and I'm also seeing what appears to be a pretty big contact mark on the roof. So putting all of this together, and to summarize the answer to the original question that was asked, this is not a coin that I would recommend sending in for professional grading, because at best this might get a lower mint state grade, and in that grade it really wouldn't be worth spending that money to get this coin graded, and really you just lose money if you went and tried to sell it later. Alright, now we've got a different viewer submission. I'm not sure what this viewer's name was because they didn't sign their email. So, from Anonymous, is this a nickel struck on a penny planchet or another coin? should I get this coin graded? The coin submitted by this viewer is a 1964 Jefferson nickel. Compared to the color of a normal 1964 nickel, this one definitely does have a different color and a little bit of a strange look to it. Right when I saw these photos at first, I was automatically seeing some signs that this discoloration is the result of some environmental damage. Even with being very confident about this determination, I did send an email back to them and ask for the weight of the coin, because when there is a question about whether a coin might have been struck on the wrong kind of planchet or the wrong stock, the weight of the coin is a very important factor that we need to know. The viewer did respond, and they said the nickel weighs 4.84 grams. So the standard weight for a 1964 nickel would be 5.0 grams, but this coin would still be within mint tolerance, because the mint tolerance, it can weigh as low as 4.806 grams and as high as 5.194 grams. Here is the reverse picture of the same coin. So this coin is slightly underweight, but it is still within normal mint tolerances. Being slightly under the standard weight is more than likely the result of environmental damage that has happened to this coin. A large majority of the time, when coins are in the soil or in water for an extended period of time, there's a good chance that there are acidic properties or some form of pollutant that is present in the soil or the water. And over time, this is going to start eating away at the surface of the coin, and it will result in the coin possibly being stained, discolored. The surface will probably develop some kind of pitting, and the coin will probably weigh significantly less than it did before. So going back to the original questions from the viewer, this coin definitely appears to have been environmentally damaged, and it does not appear to have been struck on a wrong planchet. As for the second question, I would not recommend sending this coin in to be graded, because it is just severely damaged and it doesn't really hold any value over face value, and sending it in for grading would be a waste of money. And on to the final viewer submission for this video. This one is from Ty, and he says, I am kind of new to the coin hunting hobby. My grandfather got me into it by always saving him wheat pennies and bicentennial quarters. Now, after many years, he has been giving me all the coins he has collected over the years. I ran across this penny in a jug of pennies they have been saving since I was born. My question is, should I send it off to be graded? I believe it is just a bad blank, or there was scrap metal on the die when it was struck, but I don't really know. The coin that Ty submitted is this 1959 Lincoln Memorial cent. You can probably see without me telling you that we're going to be focusing on the area that's over the date and also extending over to the area under Lincoln's shoulder. We also have a full reverse photo, and as you can see in this photo, the reverse doesn't have anything weird going on like the obverse does. Going back to looking at the obverse, I bet a lot of you who are normal viewers of the channel already know what this is before I even tell you what's going on with this coin. Ty was kind of on the right track when he said he thought this was a bad blank. This area that we're focusing on kind of looks like a band-aid that someone partially peeled off, but then they decided to leave it there. And this is the result of something being wrong with the planchet that this coin was struck on. Alright, this photo right here from a different angle is the money shot. As you can see, this piece is very close to being detached from the coin, but somehow it is still holding on for dear life. This is known as a lamination error. The cause of this error would have occurred in the early stages of the blanks being created. In this process, certain types of metal are melted and then mixed together. The types of metal that are mixed together will depend on what denomination of coin the blanks are intended to be used for. This mixed metal is then used to make strips, and then the blanks are cut out of these strips. So in the process of mixing these metals to make the strips, it is possible for the wrong metals to be mixed together. You can also have the wrong amounts of certain metals added. You can have foreign contaminants that find their way into the mixture, or you can have a mixture that just did not get mixed thoroughly. Any of these situations that I just mentioned can result in the mixed metals not bonding together properly. So then blanks that were produced improperly like this, they eventually become planchets, and then they get struck as coins. The coin we're looking at that Ty sent in is an example of one of the many errors that can result from improper bonding like this. The metal on this coin has started to crack, and a portion that we're looking at right here appears to have been extremely close to peeling off. Looking at the overall condition of this coin, I am very surprised that this hadn't peeled off prior to him finding this coin, because this coin definitely looks like it has seen a decent amount of circulation. I did tell Ty to make sure to get this coin into a 2x2 or a flip, which will prevent this peel from coming off the rest of the way, because it is worth more while it is retained on the coin like this. Since I already covered a little bit about what is going on with the coin, the other question was, should I send this off to be graded? So for selling purposes, this is an error that can sell well raw like this, and it's a nice example, and you wouldn't really need to get it slabbed where they label what the error is, because error collectors that would be interested in buying it, they would be fine buying it just like this. So I would advise to leave the coin raw, but if the question about grading was more for sentimental reasons or just preservation of the coin, then if you decided to send the coin in for grading, I would probably use Anax because it would be the cheapest option, but they're still really good at slabbing errors and die varieties, so that would be a good way to get it graded and encapsulated so you could keep it in your collection. Alright, so that was all I had prepared for this video. I do want to apologize if the audio quality on this video is a little awful. I've been having some problems with my sinuses and my throat, and my voice is kind of just trash recently for the last couple weeks. So hopefully it held out good enough that you could understand what I was saying in the video. because I miss making videos, and hopefully as my voice is getting better I'm going to be able to record some. But to close out this video, if you have a coin or currency question that you would like to submit to our panel, you can email your question and your clear photos to info@livecoinqa.com, and we will be happy to help you with your questions. And thank you for watching.